You are a virgin. This is what Leonard said after he had sex with a woman. He was sitting on the edge of the bed while the woman was moaning loudly. The room was dark and he could not see the woman's face. He is meticulous in choosing a woman, but on this day he forgot to get to know her first. Why did you do this? He asked her. Because of my father, answered the sobbing woman. Leonard held the woman's chin and stared at her face and eyes that were wet with tears. He was taken aback and couldn't help but say, "Promise me, you won't do it again." Leonard took all the money out of his wallet and placed it in the woman's palm and quickly got dressed and left the room. The woman was left inside the motel room. He stared at the large amount of money in his hand. "Father is having surgery," she said tearfully. Leonard was already in his car, but he was just staring at his steering wheel. He remembered the woman's face. His face is gentle and his eyes are dark as if he is always talking. He doesn't understand his own feelings. Coincidence, he said to himself. Leonard stopped in his thoughts when his cell phone rang. "Hello. Lee, we have an emergency here. We need your assistance here," said his interlocutor. "Okay, I'm on my way." Leonard immediately started the car. He took a deep breath and shook off the temporary contents of his mind. Leonard walks quickly into the hospital. The guard greeted him, "Good evening, document." He only answered with a nod. "Dr. Leonard Carpio. Dr. Leonard Carpio. Please proceed to OR. His name is being called." He went to the doctor's station. He cleaned himself and changed his clothes and put on a surgical gown. When he entered the operating room, Dr. Jason Guzman, the anesthesiologist, and 4 nurses were already there. "Lee, it's good that you came. One of the patients needs an immediate operation. Doctor is out of the country." "Cheng. Okay, I'll take it." The head nurse handed him the patient's record. He read the name. Menandro Domingo. Jasmine rushes into the hospital and immediately sees her mother in the lobby. "Mom, how's Dad?" In the operating room. His mother was obviously crying. "Let's go." They went up to the second floor and sat outside the operating room to wait. "Child, how can we pay for this?" Mother's worried language. They don't have any money to save because everything their father earns from fishing goes to their expenses. 2 of them are in college and 2 are in high school. His mother can no longer sell in the market because of what happened to his father. "Don't worry, Mom. I borrowed the money from Mama Musang." She almost stammered in her speech. For the first time she lied to her mother. She estimates that the money she has will still be enough because her father has SSS and insurance. "Child, maybe that's what it's worth. You know, Musang, that's a high level of interest. And I heard that he was a pimp." Jazz swallowed what her mother said. "Mom, I will interpret that and then I will immediately look for a job after I graduate." She didn't want to show weakness to her mother. She was worried that her mother might be the one who got sick also. They waited for approximately 3 hours and the mother and daughter looked and the operating room opened and a doctor came out. Jasmine was about to come closer, but she just went straight out and ignored them. She didn't even see his face because he still had a mask on. A doctor came out again. "Doc, how is Dad?" the girl asked worriedly. "Ah, are you Menandro Domingo's family?" The mother and daughter nodded. "The patient is safe, but he will be in the ICU for a few days." "All right," the doctor said goodbye. Leonard was stunned inside his car. The woman he met outside the operating room was the woman he was with earlier in the hotel. It turned out to be his patient's father. Fortunately, he forgot to remove the mask when he left the operating room. He was suddenly so nervous that he couldn't figure it out. He wanted to comfort her earlier, but he knew the situation would be awkward. Because of the girl's love for her father, she was able to sell her own body. Her face is gentle like a stella. The eyes are dark as if they are always talking. Leonard sighed. It just so happens that he looks like her. My Estella is still more beautiful. He consoled himself and started the car. His car was already running when he suddenly remembered Sam. By the way, it's Sam's birthday today.